value editing in Lightroom. We have opened Lightroom and gone to our photographs. You can see them all with either of these two buttons. And so you're going to choose a photograph that you want to edit the value of. We're going to do 4 copies of a photograph. So to do that, I've selected this picture here. We're going to go to Edit, Duplicate, and I'm going to do that 3 more times so that I have the original and then I have 4 copies. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more. Okay. So I'm just going to leave the original because I like that one. I'm going to double click to bring it to our edit screen, and I'm going to go to our edit pulleys. And the first thing I want to do is convert this to black and white. Now, value applies to color and black and white, but it's easiest to see in black and white. So I'm going to click right here, presets, black and white. You could also go to profile and click monochrome. And you might have all your editing tools open over here, but I like to close them, so I call that a little caret. So if you do that, then so we're just going to use the light menu here. And so you're going to make 4 different value edits. One's going to be high key, mostly light. One will be low key, mostly dark. One will be high contrast, big jumps between dark and light. And one will be low contrast, lots of middle grays. When you convert a picture, it frequently is low contrast. This is pretty low contrast, but I want you to do a little editing on each one. So the idea is that you're creating not only the value relationships, but also sort of making it look good. So if I wanted to go high key, I could just pull the exposure all the way up. But does that look good? No, it does not look good. So I'm going to pull that down. If I'm going to do my high key one, I do like how it's light, but how am I going to make this look better? Maybe pull my contrast a little bit. Now at least I can see some detail. Highlights, bring up. No, I'm going to bring my highlights down actually. And I'm going to bring my shadows down a little bit. Much better. And so the idea here is that you're playing with some of these and see what they start to do to your picture. So that's still pretty high key, very light when I look at it, but it's a little I like the edit. I don't know if I like it as good as the original. You can actually check what the original was by doing this. And then we'll go to the next picture. I just pressed the side button. We're going to convert this bad boy to black and white again. And now I'll do my low key. Again, I could just rip my exposure down. Well, that's terrible. We can't see it at all. So exposure is how much light is on the film. So all the way down, super dark, all the way up, super light. So maybe I want to pull this down a little bit to make it overall darker, but I might want to bring my highlights up a little bit. Pull up my whites. So I'm just going to mess around here a little bit. Contrast, no. Bring the contrast down. It's still pretty dark. I'm going to bring it a little darker. A little less. Okay, so we have high key, low key. Now I'm going to convert this one to black and white. This is already low contrast. I'm going to pull the contrast. I could just rip the contrast down. And that actually looks sort of good, but I just want to check it out and see if I can make it look a little better. Shadows. Put my shadows up. So this is sort of washed out. Lots of middle values. No really dark darks or light lights. Oop, too dark. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to do high contrast. Again, I could just rip this up. And honestly, that's sort of cool. But I think I sort of want my lights even a little lighter. All right. So now I have my high key, low key, low contrast, high contrast. To export these, I'm going to go back so that I can see all my pictures. Oops. I'm going to click on my first one, hold shift, click on my last one so they are all selected. I'm going to go to my share. I always like to do large. I just like all the quality. And you're going to go to your desktop and find your folder. Now, of course, there won't be all this stuff on yours. There's my photo, and I'm gonna make a new folder in photo. I'm gonna call it value, create, and export. So now those photos will be in my photo folder. Boop. And I can just drag those right into my website and label them. So there you go.